why I chose pharmacy, because so there is varied, scope for, pharmacists. There are even roles where B Pharms and PharmDs, they work together. Okay, they work in the same role, and there is just a thin line between that. And I literally believe the degree is something, it opens the door, but the skills, it determines how far you go. So you can develop skills only when you have the curiosity, because you learn what is going on and what you want in life. So when you are clear on that particular path, so you can definitely reach to that particular level. Otherwise you will end up being confused and not knowing what to do. Plan, research, learn from the day one, and do not wait to complete your studies is what I want to say.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Skill Medic Podcast. Today, we have a very interesting special guest with us, Dr. Sadiya M. She comes from the Pharma background. To give you more details about her, Dr. Sadiya is a pharmacist by education. She has completed her B Pharma from Osmania University, and later she went on to pursue her PharmD from Osmania University again. And interestingly, she has the last 7 years of career spent in various fields across healthcare, including clinical research, corporate healthcare, and healthcare innovation with organizations like Cognizant, Quinexa, and Indigene. And also, apart from her corporate career, many of you must know her from her LinkedIn profile. She regularly shares insights on healthcare careers, AI in healthcare, and professional growth. And she's trying to impact the professional growth for healthcare students and the early professionals likewise. And Dr. Sadiya, welcome to Skill Medic Podcast. We're really happy to welcome you on the podcast.
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Faisal, for thank you so much for your introduction. I really appreciate that. I feel honored to be here with Skill Medic.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thank you so much once again to be here. And the agenda of the discussion definitely is to benefit the healthcare community that we have, the Skill Medic has built. And professionals like you add a lot of value, a lot of insight, a lot of inspiration as well to the young healthcare professionals out there. So if you're ready, we can begin with understanding your journey.
Yes, I'm so excited to answer those questions. Thank you so much.
Oh, amazing. So let's start with the beginning first, right? Every student, the early professionals always have that moment where they decide what is that I want to do. They decide their career path, right? So what made you choose pharmacy as a career?
Yeah. When it comes to my professional experience, why I chose pharmacy, because when I, researched when I was a student, I did my research work that, which field suits my personality. And based on that, I decided, like, for instance, if I see pharmacy, it sits at the intersection of medicine, it sits at the intersection of science and patient care as well. So considering that it is not just pure, medical, it's not pure like research, right? Because pharmacy is something which, sits across multiple domains. I mean, the people who are working in hospitals. I mean, pharmacists can basically work in hospitals. They can work in pharmaceutical companies. They can work in research organizations. And if I have to say regulatory bodies as well, and healthcare consulting. So there is varied scope for pharmacists, because of which I pursue this particular role. And of course, pharmacists, I believe we play a critical role in healthcare ecosystem as a whole, right? Because we do a very task everywhere. Like if it comes to hospitals, we try to bridge the gap between doctors and patients. And when it comes to pharmaceutical industries, we again bridge the gap between the pharmaceutical innovation and the manufacturing and everything. So that is one of the point that I thought, and I chose this thing because it is just an effective, one of the most safer and more effective healthcare system, right?
Right. So you have more broader spectrum of options to pursue your career. I think that
exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so that leads me to understand, since you've done B Pharma and also PharmD, and this is a common confusion a lot of students have. Now, for the students who are listening, could you please help us understand how different are these two pathways?
Yeah. So the core difference, I would say, it lies in the orientation and the training focus is what I say.
Okay.
Because if I say B pharmacy, okay, it completely focuses on industries. Okay, it focuses on manufacturing. It focuses on pharma companies, the quality, all those things. But when it comes to
Okay.
PharmD, it is patient centric. It is clinical oriented. It is hospital training, the clinical rotations, right? So it depends on clinical pharmacology. It's everything clinical. But yes, in other words, if I have to say, there are even roles where B Farms and PharmDs, they work together. Okay, they work in the same role, and there is just a thin line between that. So I would
All
say
right.
the roles have been evolved basically. Okay, it hasn't evolved. For instance, if I have to say pharmacovigilance, okay, so in pharmacovigilance, even the VFARMs work, even the PharmDs work, and the role is completely same, the work is same, everything is same. But when it comes
All
to
right.
hospitals, PharmDs, they have specific exposure to patients. So they can work in the clinical environment. They can work with physicians. They can work with patients. But B farms, they are more restricted to the dispensing, the inventory management, the
Okay.
outpatient thing and all, right? And the
Mhm.
the management of the pharmacy. But the families, they have this extra benefit of the clinical exposure basically. So that way the system evolved, and both can work in same roles, but there are certain areas which is specific to families. It is what I can say.
Got it. That was insightful.
Yeah.
And since you worked in both domains, since I came across your profile, I see that you worked in both the
Right.
domains, right? The people centric ones where you're interacting the patient care side, right? And the
Yes.
one on the other side, the research side as well. So how do you think these two pathways are available? How these two pathways are different for students?
Can you please repeat that?
I mean, okay, let me just rephrase that. So just saying, how do you look at these two degrees are, the pathways are available for students today?
Okay.
The
So of
opportunities
course.
in these two pathways, let's say.
Mhm. Of course. See, of course, there is scope for both the things, but when it comes to the specificity of what is better for the students, I would say again go with the same thing that it depends on the personality. It depends on what is the career goal of the student, what they want in life. Because it should not be that the students are selecting B pharmacy and now they are like, oh my god, I want something which is clinical oriented, which is specific to the
Hmm.
hospitals. So it should not be that. So the doing the research part, which I said, is more important. So
Hmm.
because if we see the career, okay, nowadays as the roles are evolved, they can work in any of the roles, but the only thing is that the families, the specific thing, as I said, it's that the answer.
Okay, great. Now, moving on to the career, right? I'm
Mhm.
also curious to understand that side of it, right? About
Right.
your career journey. You started with your internship to working in corporate healthcare. What were the key turning points that shaped your career?
Yeah. For me, I would say as I was, of course, researching of what is good and what is, good for me, basically, right? Because it's completely,
Mhm.
a customized plan. Not everyone would have the same career,
Right.
journey, right? So when it comes to me, it evolved through exploration of what is, what fits me, even some sort of experimentation, and of course, continuous learning. Because
Okay.
I mean, the learning part is more important, because the early phase, I mean, my early phase, okay, it was about understanding how the healthcare industry actually functions, okay, like beyond the
Hmm.
books. Because we have been hearing this and that completely textbook things, but when it comes to real world, it's completely different. Because if I have to say, for instance, after completing B pharmacy or family, whatever it is, so people are not aware of what they should do, right? So that is the most important, turning point where they are confused. They are not aware of what they should do. So the planning should start for their career even before the graduation is completed. This is the lesson that I want to give to everyone out here listening to this. Because if you are planning after you completing your graduation, you're already late. This is what I want to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. What have been your key motivation or your key, those elements during your internship, during your studies, or during your
Mm-hmm.
career that gave you that direction, gave you that maybe because not everybody have that opportunity to, in pharmacy, the pharma professional that we see, a lot of them do not have that opportunity to work in the core pharma domain and build a strong career there, right? And I see that you have been able to crack that. So what have been those turning points in your early career, especially, that shaped you in moving in that right direction? One of that, yes, importantly, which you highlighted, is they start early. They start as students, right?
Yeah.
And that gives you a more direction even before you graduate. You don't wonder what I should do after you graduate, right? You've got those
Right.
insights. And what, when you started with your career as an intern, or the initial 2 years, 3 years of your career, right? There are things that you would like to share that must have given you that direction or made things more clear for you than the research that you did while you were as a student.
Right, right. So, I would say definitely your question is so profound. I would just say
Okay.
that the curiosity is one of the most important thing that probably like many are missing on this, because if there is a curiosity and learning what is there in the industry, this is since you start your studies is what I'm saying.
Hmm.
Okay, since you begin your studies, the curiosity and learning whatever comes to your door, right? It is not just okay, fine, I was given this assignment, so I should
Okay.
do that. Not just that, but curiosity in the sense, talking to your faculty, talking to your seniors, talking to the industry
Hmm.
professionals, wherever you go to conferences, wherever you go to for poster presentation, whatever it is, talking to so many people and asking them what is trending, what is happening. I mean, everyone's experiences, learning from them, because there is something which is curiosity. Because if I have to say the example of a conference,
Hmm.
many people go to conference, but not everyone talks to the speakers, not everyone asks the questions, not everyone
Hmm.
have that level of curiosity that they try to learn. Because if that curiosity is there, it will definitely open the doors. Because
Got it.
this literally happened to me, and I literally believe the degree is something, it opens the door, but the skills, it determines how far you go. So you can develop skills only when you have the curiosity, because you learn what is going on and what you want in life. So when you are clear on that particular path, so you can definitely reach to that particular level. Otherwise, you will end up being confused and not knowing what to do, exploring this, not knowing which job to apply for, and you just
Mhm.
randomly apply for any job that comes your way. And then after 5 years, you would think, oh my God, where did I land? I already lost my 5 years. This happens.
Right.
I mean, this even happened to my friends. What they did is, they initially, when they completed their B pharmacy, what she did is she joined the customer support, which is completely different from pharmacy field, right? And after
Right. Right.
5 years, she is thinking, oh my God, what did I do? There is no much growth with regards to her pharmacy career, pharmacy studies
Hmm.
that she has done. And now she was planning to come back to pharmacy, but it was already like late, because she have lost 5 years. But then again, she
Right.
tried to switch. But what happened is, the company where she applied for, they could not consider her 5 years of experience, because that was not relevant to pharmacy.
Right.
And she again started as a fresher. So that is something which is, which I don't want someone else to have. I mean, this should happen with someone else. That is why I say plan, research, learn from the day one, and do not wait to complete your studies, is what I want to say.
It's very interesting, very important insights.
Of course.
But curiosity, research, and I think people need to be hungry to kind of go learn continuous
Yes,
knowledge, continuous
yes, yes.
develop their
Because
skills.
nowadays, it is not that, the opportunity is lying over there. It is over there. It's not like that. I would say opportunity is everywhere. You never know
Hmm.
where that particular thing will lead you to. So do not stop if something comes to your door and you're like, no, I'm not interested, but still try to, go through it. Maybe there is something that, you might start exploring, and then you get to know, okay, fine, this is something worth learning, this is something which is a best thing. So that is why never say no to any opportunity. Start saying yes, and later on you can decide, okay, fine, I want this, I don't want this. You can filter out later
Right.
on.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is the point.
Got it. Got it. I'm sure that's going to help a lot of young professionals there. Okay. So, getting a little more depth in depth with respect to the careers, because a lot. of pharmacy students that we have interacted with have this challenge with careers, right? So
Yeah.
students, really worry about the reality of pharmacy careers. And on this, that we want to go a little more deeper into this. There is a common perception, right? Pharmacy careers don't pay well. And you give one example of a friend of yours who got into a different field, probably because she didn't find the right opportunity, or if she found the right opportunity in pharma, but was not paying well. So she happened to take something else that was paying her well, right? So and this is the mindset not just about one friend. I'm sure you've come across a lot since you mentor students as
Of
well.
course.
A
Of
lot of
course.
students, correct, have this challenge that they face, and they have this perception that pharmacy careers don't pay well. So from your experience in the industry, how accurate do you think that is?
Yeah. So when it comes to pharmacy careers, okay, they can pay very well, of course, but it all depends on how we portray ourselves, how we plan. That is the thing, because
Mm-hmm.
the income. Okay, if I have to say that, consider that particular point. The income, it definitely depends on domain specialization. Okay, it depends on the
Okay.
skills you have. It depends
Mm-hmm.
on the career planning that you do from the day one, right? Those are the important aspects, because if I have to say, domain specialization, for instance, you are specializing in regulatory affairs, so that is completely specific to a domain. But for instance, you're not specializing in anything, then maybe you're not you are maybe confused. You then end up in some retail pharmacy, you end up in sales, you end up in just a dispensing point. So it is not something which is specialized. So specialized is
Right.
something which obviously comes with the specific skills, and when it comes with skills, it obviously have a good pay scale. Okay, so what I would say is the entry level salaries, obviously they can be, they might appear modest. Okay, okay,
Mm-hmm.
but the thing is that or they might look a bit low as well, whatever it is. Okay, it all depends on company, it all depends on skin and how you talk to the HR as well. So when you do this thing, you gain experience. Okay, when you gain experience in the initial years, like initial 3 years, first try to gain experience, and then you can definitely earn a good amount of salaries, because now you have gained that particular skills, right? For example, if I
Mm-hmm.
have to say clinical research, pharmacovigilance, regulatory affairs. I mean, even medical, writing, there is medical coding, there is CDM, there are a lot of fields which are there in the market, but people are just not aware of it. They are might be aware of 2 to 3 fields because maybe their seniors are working that. Right. Even me as
Mm-hmm.
a junior, when I was a junior, I was aware of just 2 to 3 fields, but later on, when
Okay.
I started exploring, I got to know, oh my God, there is so much in the market. There is so much in it. People are not aware of it. So that is
Mm-hmm.
the, like missed opportunities that we have in our minds. And that again, ends up in, the confusion and, lack of awareness, and then not getting any clarity in that.
Okay. Just to add on question to this,
Mhm.
you mentioned about a lot of opportunities students are not aware of, and they eventually not apply to those except for those two, three domains which are popular. The domains, are they also open to hiring freshers? This is also one of the concerns that freshers have.
Yeah. So I came across these questions many a times, I can say, from my juniors, from my acquaintances, and on LinkedIn as well. So I would
Mm-hmm.
say what the practical thing that is going on, right? So when it comes to the job opportunities for the freshers, they think there are no job opportunities because every job they say we need experience, right? But
Mm-hmm.
in
Yeah.
reality, there are jobs, okay, which are for freshers as well, right? For instance, if I have to say in pharmacovigilance, ICSR case processing, okay, it is very good opportunity for freshers where they can, get
Okay.
the job, and there are openings as well. And if I have to consider
Okay.
CDM, in CDM also they hire for freshers, and medical writing also the same thing. Medical coding as well. I've seen my friends, they are working as a freshers. So it is not that freshers cannot get the job, because only when someone is having job, they gain experience, then only they are experienced professionals, right? So
Yeah,
never
obviously.
think that you don't have an opportunity because you're a fresher. try exploring, just do the research, search everywhere for the jobs. I mean, not just one platform, look for various platforms. Like, for instance, if I have to say, some, WhatsApp groups, or, LinkedIn, or maybe Indeed, or maybe, Naukri.com, or maybe, any other, platform that you come across. So everywhere start, and even the what to say, the company websites. Okay, for example, if I have to say IQVIA, or if I have to say Cognizant, if I have to say Parazil, I mean, there are many companies. You can just go to the career page on the websites, and you can, some companies even have the notification option. Whenever this particular job is posted, you will get the mail. You will receive the mail. So you can go
Mm-hmm.
for that as well, or maybe you can make a list of companies. You can make the list of companies where you want to work, right, where the your specific role is available. For instance, if I have to say clinical research you want to work in, okay, so take the clinical research word, and then write what are the roles for the freshers. Take a notebook and write the note roles. And when you write the roles, then those roles you try to search in, like, where you can get those jobs. Okay, then write the list of companies, and in those companies try to go to their career page and try to search, okay, fine, is there any opening? So you will have to do this every day, or maybe at least weekly. Okay, and I would say the best time to apply would be on, like, Mondays. Okay, because
Okay.
the HR is very active, and they are looking for the people. Because on weekends everyone is like, okay, fine, they're like a bit not in a lazy mode kind of thing, right? So the best time would be Mondays, Tuesdays. So you can apply for the job. Of course, sometimes the job is posted on Friday itself. You can apply. It is
Mm-hmm.
not the hard fast rule. Just a tip I'm saying. So that
Mm-hmm.
way you can apply for the jobs, and make sure you retain that consistency. Because I've seen freshers, they messaged me 6 months back. They said,
Okay.
I need a job, ma'am, and I guided them. And after 6 months, again they're messaging me, I need a job. I asked them, did you do the homework? And they're like, no. So that is the reality. I mean, they apply for
Right.
few jobs, and they're like, no, freshers are not getting job. Oh, I mean, I'm not getting the job. So it is not that it doesn't work that way, basically. Because if we have to see the competition, there is a huge competition in the market, and we have to beat the competition. Then we will have to have that consistency with regards to applying for the jobs, with regards to following up, with regards to learning, with regards to updating our profile as well. Like, I'm saying about LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. So, what I understand is students don't go far and beyond
Yeah,
to, and they don't have a strategy in place as well, the kind of
of
strategies
course.
that you mentioned, right? I think all they do
Yeah.
is a common resume. They just go submit, apply on the job portals and not customize their approach, not go on the official websites of the companies and consistently. Another big point that you mentioned is doing this consistently. Maybe they just
Yes.
talk to mentors like you, they get excited one week, they put all their efforts, and then they just wait for things to happen on its own. Right? Yes. So there is a lot that the freshers. I think I'm sure you'd agree with me. Freshers have a lot more hard work to put in there to find a job than somebody with experience, right? Which I think the freshers somewhere are lacking due to lack of knowledge,
Yes.
awareness, and not having the right strategy for applying.
Exactly. Exactly.
I think all of that combined, I'm sure that the outcome will be much better than the outcome they would have without all of these things in place.
Yeah.
Right. And now that we discuss, you have students who reach out to you. You made also mention that somebody reached out to you 6 months back, and I'm sure there are a lot more messages that hit your inbox. Could you just take us through some very common mistakes you come across these pharmacy students?
Yeah.
They make in finding a job, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or general mistakes as well, right? What they end up doing that may cost them
Okay.
a good career.
Yeah. The first common mistake, I would say, that the students, okay, they just focus on exams.
Okay. Yeah.
This is the biggest mistake, I would say, which is very, very common. Because students are completely into, okay, fine, I need to pass this semester, I need to complete my project work, everything. Okay, fine, that is important. Okay, but when you pass out, you complete your studies, nobody is gonna ask like how many marks you got. Nobody is going to ask which subject you were interested in. No, but no one is interested to ask that particular thing. Because
I
me
think you
as
need to
a
say,
student, yeah,
no,
please.
sorry, I think we need to highlight this. We should tell it twice because they're so focused on exams. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I thought this point is
That's fine.
something that needs to be on bold, no? That they understand. Uh, that is not all. No? Yeah, please. I'm sorry. You can go
Yeah,
ahead.
that's completely fine. So what happened is, I think I lost the track.
Um, yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
we're
I
talking about the
said,
common mistakes. Yeah.
yeah, the common mistakes, of course, as I said, focusing only on exams, because when you complete your college, no one is going to ask your metrics. No one is going to ask how many marks you got. Because me, when I was a student, I went through the PG ESET exam, and I literally secured 30 out of like 10,000 plus students. I secured
Wow.
30 rank, and I was really like shocked. How did I get that? But of course, I tried level hard. But what I want to say out here is, in my whole career journey, not even a single manager, not even a single colleague, nobody asked me, okay, fine, you wrote that exam. What was your rank? Nobody asked
Okay.
me, because that particular thing is something which is specific to you. Okay. And the
Hmm.
company doesn't need your metrics, they need your skills,
Correct.
right? So that is why I would say that, avoid this particular mistake of just focusing on exams. Okay, if you are learning for your
Right.
exams, learn for your exams, but yes, focus on skills as well. And the another thing, usually the students, they do is they don't do the internships basically. Okay, for
Hmm.
instance, if I have to say BPharm student, okay, BPharm student is someone who is not exposed to pharmacovigilance. Obviously, they're not exposed to clinical research, they're not exposed to CDM. I mean, they're not exposed to anything. Even it applies for PharmD as well. But some subjects are there in PharmD. I mean, in the university that I studied, it covered pharmacovigilance, it covered clinical research. But of course, it depends on university to university. But especially if those subjects, those domains are not covered in your syllabus, that means you don't have any knowledge about it, right?
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
what you should
Yeah.
do, you should do internships, you should grab the certifications. And when I say certifications, it is not just that, go to Udemy, go to Coursera, go to some X website, go to YouTube, learn. It is not that. Learning properly in a way that you actually understand what it is. Okay. For instance, if I have to say clinical research, so you should be able to say what it is. Does it focuses on, drug safety, or does it focuses on clinical trials? What it is. So that way you should be able to distinguish that level of knowledge you should gain. And the other mistake that I saw that the people do, students do basically, is they ignore the communication skills. Like whenever
Okay.
I have to
Important.
talk to multiple students, okay, be it my juniors, whoever it is, they just get on a call altogether, and just one person talks, other just keeps quiet. I mean, they do not even
Hmm.
talk. So what I want to say is, try to talk to as many people you want. Okay. So you get to learn the skills, of course, but in the meantime, you are also gaining that confidence to talk to new people. Because when you join your company, the first thing the HR will see is your confidence. Okay, I'll just say
Well,
one thing that happened. I went to an interview, and literally that was a walk-in basically. And I remember I was even like not well. I was having fever, and what
hmm.
happened is I went there, and like there were hundreds of people, hundreds, literally
Okay.
300 plus people that they came for the interview. But
Hmm.
the HR was obviously like, I was thinking, how will they filter out so many people, because obviously they were not having 300 vacancies. So literally
Right.
HR, they pulled like 5 to 6 people together, and she started saying, yeah, you tell about your project, you tell about your project. That way they started focusing on each and every person in the group. And whoever
Hmm.
started talking confidently, she said, you are in. And whoever were
Okay.
hesitating to say their name, even their name, she was like, you can leave for the day. She literally said that. So the first step is not your education. Okay. The first step that, helped over there is the confidence. Okay.
Right.
So you
Yeah.
will need confidence. And the second instance that happened was my interview with another company. It happened on phone call. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
there again, you need confidence even on the phone call, because confidence is something which is in voice, which is in your tone, which is in how you
Right.
talk. Okay. So it was something, I was working in clinical research, and I got a call for a pharmacovigilance, opportunity. I was aware of pharmacovigilance, but the core knowledge I was unaware, to be honest, because I was a junior, I
Okay.
was a fresher at that point of time. So I still tried to convince, and finally I ended with a job.
Fantastic.
Yeah, just because I was, confident in explaining the transferable skills. Of course, I was, communicating in a way that she, accepted my profile and she selected me. So the whole thing out here is
Fantastic.
communication skills. Do not ignore, oh my God, I don't want to talk to them. Oh my God, I can't talk. No, guys, just leave all those things behind. Because if you are, focusing on, I can't talk, I don't know English, or I'm just unable to talk, if you're thinking on that, then you can definitely lose out. That is the thing that I want to
Yes.
say.
Fantastic. This is very useful. Thank you. Uh, Dr. Sadia, also, since you mentioned a lot of technical terms which pharma students should be aware of, so I
Mhm.
thought maybe we have, if you could give us a brief explanation of terminologies, a few of those that you mentioned, like pharmacovigilance, clinical
Mhm.
research, regulatory affairs, medical writing, and healthcare consulting. So just 4 or 5 terms which are the most popular ones, right, in the industry. If you could briefly explain what those roles are, it will help the students.
Okay, yeah. So when it comes to various domains in pharma industry, okay, there are like so many domains which many people are not even aware of. Okay,
Mhm.
for instance, if I have to start with pharmacovigilance, it's completely about drug safety, detecting side
Okay.
effects of the medicines, right? All those things. So I would say this would be best for the people who are interested in drug safety, medical data analysis, analyzing the patient's cases basically. And there
Got
is
it.
another domain which is clinical research, which is completely like designing, managing clinical trials, working in the clinical trial sites, okay, where the actual clinical trial is ongoing. Okay,
Hmm.
so the people who are interested in research and development, the people who are interested in traveling, of course, because see what happens in clinical trials, the site location can be anywhere, wherever the company
Okay.
has, right? So
Hmm.
they themselves, the company decides the trial sites. So
Okay.
if you are,
Great.
given the project where you have to travel, then definitely you should have to travel. And this will be, there in your offer letter itself. Like if
Acha.
there is a requirement to travel, you will have to travel. So as your experience increases, and if you are working for an international company, then you will even have to travel internationally. Or if it is
Hmm.
something which is at a national level, then maybe you have to travel different states. So it all
Got it.
depends on the trial. It also depends on the company. It also depends on organization, everything. So clinical
Right.
research is something like that. So if you are interested in traveling and working with patients, okay, that just go for it, is what I want to say. And
Great.
yeah, regulatory affairs we have. This is
Hmm.
completely, the ensuring of, pharmaceutical products, whether they meet the government regulations or not. Okay. I
Okay.
mean, basically, who is interested in your documentation, the compliance. Okay. So all those things, then they can go for this. And regulatory affairs is having good, what to say, good market when it comes to the international level. For instance, if you
Okay.
plan to travel to UK, or maybe you plan to travel to US, so regulatory
Hmm.
affairs is having a good demand right now. And
Interesting.
then next, yeah, we have medical writing. So medical writing is
Correct.
something, creating scientific documents, okay,
Okay.
such as be it, clinical trial reports, be it research papers, be it manuscripts, be it, regulatory submissions. So the people who enjoy, writing, who enjoy communication, I would say just go for medical writing. And other than that, we even
Fantastic.
have healthcare consulting. And this is something which people are not much aware of. And this is something which revolves around the, marketing, what to say, problem solving skills. Okay.
Okay.
So you will have to be aware of, healthcare systems. Okay. So most of the times the seniors get this job, but yes, even you can get a job as a, healthcare associate, right? So that way you can see. And the other, we even have market access, wherein it's completely, the sales kind of thing, I can say.
Okay.
Yeah, that is also there. And
Got
I
it.
think I covered almost all of it. So everything
That's
I
right.
say, guys, whatever field you want to go in, first, first learn about it. Okay, it depends on multiple factors, like what is your personality, where you want, where what it fits. Okay, and also see the long term growth. That is the second factor I would say. And the third thing I would say is that whether there is growth or not, like in that particular field.
Okay.
For example, if I have to say AI, automations, everything is coming in, and the AI or automations, they because of this, the market is evolving. Okay,
Okay.
previously, the companies were not, accepting it because, the healthcare industry is something which, deals with confidentiality. We have patient data, we
Right.
have, what to say, industry data, we have compliance data, we have many confidential informations which we cannot share, and AI is something which can, lead to confidentiality leaks, right? But later on,
Correct.
we came up with, the AI, is enterprise version of AI has come into picture.
Hmm.
So in the enterprise version, the data of the company is safe.
Okay.
That way they are able to work in the secured environments. So now what is happening is the companies are starting, I mean, many have already started hiring, someone who is aware of artificial intelligence, AI, someone who is aware of the the natural language, the processing, everything, and someone who is aware of the technicality, okay, apart from
Hmm.
the healthcare. So they are hiring, they are openings. So initially it was like, oh my God, AI can, like close the jobs. Maybe it can reduce the jobs. Of course, that is there. But AI is also opening the opportunities. Why don't you see that
Yes.
aspect? Right? So look at that
Correct.
aspect that AI is opening the job opportunities. So try to learn that skill. So even if, you are at a position when the job market is, something where your job is being eliminated. But if you have a skill in AI, you will be hired because that time that skill will be in demand.
Interesting. Right.
Yeah, that's that I want to say.
Perfect. I have a follow-up question on this. Now, since there are these many domains, which is fantastic, the students, like we started in the beginning, students themselves perceive to have just a few roles, few domains to look for a job. Now there are so many domains available for them. Now, how do you look at the career roadmap for these students? If a pharmacy student is listening to this podcast today and wants to build a strong career, where do you think they should start? And if you have designed a roadmap, what should students be focusing on at the moment? In, let's say, if they are in their early college years, or if they are in their final year, or there are those who are in the early stages of their career. So, what? How different would the roadmap be for these people?
Mm. Okay, so basically the roadmap, if I would say, of course, that would be very, specific to specific people. But if I have to say, for everyone, okay, one fit for everyone that way, if I have to say. So I would say when it comes to early college years, okay,
Hmm.
so early college years, try to understand what are the various career domains where you can work after completing your graduation. Okay, be it be
Okay.
pharmacy, be it M pharmacy, be it PharmD, be it D Pharm, whatever it is, whatever studies you are doing. Okay, try to learn what are the career options available after you complete your graduation. That is the first point. And the second is, as I said, the other skills, the communication skills, the talking skills, the confidence, all those skills, the soft skills basically.
Hmm.
And the third thing I would say is start networking. Do not think, oh my God, I'm in college. Like, whom should I talk to? No, guys, don't think that. Talk to your seniors, as I said. Talk to your, faculty. Okay. Talk to your, acquaintances. Maybe you're going for some institute to learn something. Try to talk to those people as well. Okay. So try to gain that, skills of networking. Okay. And when you are in your final year, what you have to do is you should have already decided in which role you want to work in the final year.
Hmm.
For instance,
Right.
maybe you want to work in medical writing, so this you should have already decided in your final year. So when you're in final year, you can directly start applying for the jobs, and when you start applying for the jobs, the certificates, the your degree, right, all those things, you are like having your job in your hand. You don't have to waste your time. Okay, fine, now I completed
Hmm.
my studies, now I will look for the job. Please don't wait for that. Okay, so final year, completely focus on deciding what specialization you want to work in. And other aspect I would say is do the internships and obviously take the relevant certifications. Like join some, good institute where you can learn the skills, where they actually teach the skills. It is not that just for the, sake of certificate they are teaching. It's not that, guys. Try to learn the skill, because when it comes to interview, the interviewer will be able to clearly figure out, I'm saying, who is having the knowledge, who is only having the certificate. This is what I want
Correct.
to say. And after you join the company, okay, so the first 3 years, okay, forget their
Hmm.
salary, okay, not just the salary, okay. First 3 years,
Okay.
try to build the domain expertise, because when have that expertise, automatically the doors will open, automatically you will get good salary. And I'm saying this with regards to the fields I said. For instance, if I have to say, this the dispensing part, right? The retail pharmacy. So the retail pharmacy, even after a long experience, okay, even for example, like 5 years of experience, 10 years of experience, they are not, going to earn lakhs, because they are still an associate level, right?
Hmm.
But
Right.
when it comes to, for instance, if I have to say pharmacovigilance, if I have to say regulatory affairs, if I have to say medical writing, whatever I said, so those fields after 10 years, I'm saying you definitely these people earn lakhs. Okay, lakhs in the sense, if I have to say the salary range, okay, and like for a fresher, if I have to say for pharmacovigilance, starting range would be like 25 to 30K for a fresher.
Okay.
Okay, and
That's
it also
good.
depends on company to company, so this is not the ballpark. It depends on
Hmm.
company, and it also depends on how you talk to the HR. So if the HR
Correct.
feels okay, fine, this person is knowledgeable, this person is having skills, they will pay you, they will definitely pay you. And this can go up to like until even like 18 LPA
Okay.
after a good amount of experience. Like for example, maybe you have a 12 years of experience. So after 12 years experience, and you are definitely having those skills and experience, you can earn in lakhs. But the same thing, if I say the same person, if we are working in just a pharmacy as an associate, I don't
Hmm.
think so they would earn in lakhs.
Of course.
Right,
Correct.
that one is there. And if I have to say the salary range for clinical research, right? So even they earn like 3.5 to 4 in the starting. That is for freshers, which would come across like 25 to 30 or something 35 as well. Again, depends on company and skills. And that also like goes up until like 20 LPA as well. So if it comes to regulatory affairs, slightly higher pay they have. It can be like 4 or 5. Okay. And it also goes back to like 20 plus or 22 LPA as well. And medical writing is also the same thing. So what I want to say is, in the starting, there is a chance that you might just get like 25 to 30K. Okay. But when I
Correct.
see the long term, okay, long term, for example, like after 5 years, after 10 years, you will definitely earn good amounts. Okay, so that is the thing. I mean, these are the factors basically that I want to say. You should, be able to decide based on these factors what you want in your life. Okay, for instance, if I have to say, maybe you want to earn staying in India, you want to travel and you want to earn good. Okay, so you can go for clinical trials, wherein after like 5 to 10 years of experience, you can definitely earn I can say 7 LPA, like or 10 LPA, or if you have good amount of skills and it's a big organization, you can even earn like 12 LPA. So that way
Hmm.
you're earning in lakhs and you are traveling as well, what you like, right?
Hmm.
So that way you have to decide your career. Don't just look, okay, fine, this job is, I got this opportunity. I am starting to work for this company. No, guys, not like that. Decide what you want. Like, the long-term goals, as I said, the automation thing that I said, and what you want, the personality fit.
Correct. So if I sum it up to summarize this briefly, uh, be it students who are in their final year or those who are, let's say, maybe in the middle of their studies. So they start with understanding the domains first, understanding all domains, not one
Yeah.
specific domain. So first is the knowledge part of it, which you've highlighted multiple times,
Yeah.
to research and be curious and read, learn. So they understand different domains. And you definitely highlighted very important point of networking, and not to underestimate networking, to be adding to the network of opportunities that it can create. Then you spoke about internships. You spoke about certifications, not just for the sake of getting a certificate, but really learning something there,
Exactly. Exactly.
right? And at the same time, yes, developing the communication skills, the confidence. So all of this is something they should develop while they are before they reach their final year. And in the final year, they finalize a domain with the internships they have done, the research they have done, the guidance they would have received as well through their network and through the professors, so on and so forth. And I'm sure the certification they would have done also would have given them some insight as to what is that which is right
Yes,
for
of
them.
course.
So in the
Yes.
final year, what I understand, they should have clarity as to which domain they want to get into, right? And they
Yes.
should have that necessary certification, internships, and skills available with them. That makes the job applications more stronger compared
Yes.
to many other students who are competing for the same role who wouldn't have followed this roadmap, right?
Yes.
And what I see is it's not something they do for 6 months or 3 months or 2 months and they have it. I think they have to do this consistently till they find a job, from maybe the very
Of
first
course.
year to the second year. You start early, the better it is for you, right?
Of course. Of
And
course.
right, and thereafter we spoke about different domains, and there are domains that pays a very good salary, unlike what many freshers or even the young professionals perceive. There are no job opportunities, the pay is less. I think this breaks that myth down very clearly. Thank you so much for these insights on selecting the domain and what kind of salary they can expect. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
most welcome. I want to say a few points
yeah, yeah,
further
yeah,
that,
please.
when I say about the certification, okay, what happens is sometimes few candidates, okay, they have good amount of knowledge even without certificates.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
So those people, when the HR, calls them, or maybe they are attending any walk-in, so based on their existing knowledge, they are able to crack the interview. Okay. So what
Mhm.
I'm saying is, what I'm trying to say basically is, the certificate is not a mandatory thing.
Right.
But I am saying it because the systems that we have, okay, it focuses on the education and focuses on textbook, okay.
Correct.
The skill part is lacking. Because of that point, I say it is a good thing that if you go for the certificate, you achieve that particular skill, you are able to specialize in a particular skill. So because of which I said certificate. Otherwise, there are so many people, even without having any certificate, they got a job, and it's
Fantastic.
purely it's purely, I can say, the knowledge that they try to gain. Yeah, the other thing
Of
I want
course.
to say, for instance, if I do say the skills, okay, what
Hmm.
skills the students should have if they want to work in a particular role. Okay,
Hmm. Let's
if
say,
you
yeah.
want to work in clinical research,
Hmm.
okay, so try to learn ICH GCP guidelines. Try to learn what is a protocol design, the clinical trial phases, okay, and what is informed consent. I mean, you should have basic knowledge of this as a fresher, okay.
Okay.
And if you want to go in pharmacovigilance, you should have skills of medical coding. I mean, sorry, Madra coding, okay. What
Okay.
is AE, what is ADR, and what are the safety databases? What is Argus? What is RSG? Okay, and what are the various technical terms in pharmacovigilance, you should know that. And when it comes to regulatory affairs, you should have knowledge about IND or NDA filings, the compliance thing, the the CFR, I can say, okay, CFR. So all these skills, at least the basics, if you have knowledge, you will be able to crack the interview. Because when you are able to crack the interview, you are in a job, you are definitely going to learn because they will definitely train you. It is not that on the day one the manager will come, oh my god, you will get so like lot of work. It is not going to happen that way, guys. Because
Yes.
when you join the company, the 6 months, at least the 6 months will be of probation, meaning that will be a training period wherein you will be trained on the work that you are going to be assigned. Okay, so don't worry that oh my god, there are so many skills for this particular aspect and I don't have the skills. No, guys, I'm just saying the basic knowledge that you should have. Okay, so if I have to say about medical writing as well, so you should have knowledge about the what to say, the scientific communication, for example,
Hmm.
PubMed synthesis, for writing the manuscripts, okay, understanding the regulatory documents. These basic skills you should have. And for medical coding, if I have to say, you should have knowledge about the codes basically, right? What are the codes for various conditions, various diseases? So what are the various
Mm-hmm.
standards? And for medical coding, I think these days they are asking for certificates as well. So if you want to go for medical coding, go for certification exams, and then you will
Okay.
definitely get the job. And when it comes to CDM, which is clinical data management,
Mm-hmm.
for this you will require the no, a bit of knowledge, okay, the basic knowledge about what it is, okay, what are the various EDC systems that are being used in companies like Medidata, Oracle, whatever it is. Okay, try to
Okay.
learn. So when you have these basics, so when you join, I mean, when you are giving the interview, so you will definitely be able to crack because you have that particular knowledge.
Got it.
Yeah.
Now, this insights, definitely is going to help students in cracking that first job. So, if we, since you have 7 years of experience, you've also seen the growth phase, right, of your career. So, what do you think differentiates professionals who grow quickly in their careers from those who remain stuck for years? There is no vertical growth, there's no financial growth. So, how do you think these two individuals are different?
Okay, so if I have to say, there are like three major factors that differentiates the people, the professionals basically who are whose growth is stagnant and who are fast growing. Okay, the
Right.
number
Okay.
one, which is constant learning. Okay, because when
Mm-hmm.
you have constant learning type of attitude about the industry trends, that will definitely open a lot of ways for you,
Okay.
opportunities for you. And the next is the skills that you have. Okay, be it the technical skills, be it business skills, be it communication skills, that is there. And the important point based on today's market is visibility. I have
Okay.
seen people who, in the places where I work, okay, they
Okay.
talk like very like in a very or authoritative tone, and they talk very nicely. But when it comes to social
Mm-hmm.
media, they are not visible. So because of
Okay.
it, what happens is such people who are just focusing on one aspect, they just tend to stay there itself. But the people who are visible on social media, those people, I mean, there are so many opportunities that open their way, and obviously that is one of the asset that everyone should have in today's competitive market, is what I can say.
Right.
Yeah.
Got it. So I think this is interesting, continuous learning, and very importantly, I think uh, people, I think, focus on the first and second. Somewhere, I think they miss out on the third one, the social skills, online, being active on LinkedIn,
Yes,
which
yes,
you very
that is
well
very
do.
important.
Yeah. Okay, so this brings me to the very, I think, interesting question, very happening question, very scary question as well for a lot of youngsters on AI. Right?
Yes.
How do we deal? I'm sure there are a lot of professionals who have this anxiety, not just in pharma, but be it IT, be it non-IT, that there is that fear. So you're specifically talking about healthcare. Students
Mm.
are really worried about the AI may replace their jobs. From your perspective, how do you think AI actually is going to impact pharmacy and healthcare career?
Yeah. So AI is something, I would say AI will definitely change the way we work. Okay, and it is changing
Hmm.
in fact. But one thing is for definitely, it is sure that it will not eliminate the profession itself. Okay, because
Okay.
our healthcare industry is something which is very complex. It requires human judgment. It requires ethics. It requires the clinical decision making skills. Okay, it
Okay.
requires
Mhm.
basically human in the loop. Okay, because we just can't rely on a machine, because healthcare is completely around all these factors, right? So that is why AI will definitely come. Okay, when the AI comes, okay, you don't have to worry, especially when you are AI literate. I say is AI literate, because if
Mhm.
you are learning about AI beforehand, even if such a situation comes, you are able to handle it, and you will be in demand then, because the people who are not, learning, who think, oh my god, when the AI come, let's see at that point of time.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know what would happen, but the people who are learning, they are definitely, leveraging, and they are definitely growing. So you don't have to worry when the AI comes. Try to learn about it beforehand. So even if it comes, you are like, okay, fine, I am able to, handle this thing. You should be in that position.
Right. So if you learn AI, it'll enable you. If you don't learn AI, I think this that will definitely negatively affect you.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah. Right. And just to go double down on the personal branding aspect of it, because
Mhm.
I see you're quite active on LinkedIn. You share insights, you share
Yeah.
educational content online. How do you think your personal brand has influenced your career?
Yeah. So when it comes to LinkedIn, I would say LinkedIn is the marathon of professional growth. This is what I want to say. Yes. Because what happened is, I would say my personal story out here. I was hired for a company and I was talking to the HR, and
Mhm.
HR said me that, she found me through LinkedIn. I
Okay.
was wondering, probably I applied for this role before. I really don't remember that I applied for this role. So what I did is I went to my history. I went to all my, accounts wherever I applied for the jobs. And I like didn't find even a single place where I applied for that particular company. So that
Okay.
means the company, they themselves, came and I confirmed this, they searched
Okay.
me through LinkedIn and they gave me the job. So, in short, if I have to say, I did never applied for a job which I got. So, that is the power of LinkedIn. So, guys, I would say LinkedIn is not just a social platform. It is a, career accelerator where your knowledge, your network, your visibility can open doors to opportunities you never even planned for. Because this is just the job which I'm saying, where I got the job even without applying. There are even other opportunities where that came to me just because of, being visible on LinkedIn.
Okay.
Yes.
What I understand is definitely a mandate today to be available on LinkedIn, actively being available
Yes.
on LinkedIn. Where do you think the freshers can start?
Okay, I can definitely, say for hours for this particular topic on, how to leverage on LinkedIn, how to build your, presence. Okay, but for now, I would say that, update your LinkedIn that in such a way that it should match your goals. Okay,
Okay.
like for
Mhm.
example, if you want to work in medical writing, so your whole LinkedIn, it should reflect medical writing everywhere. Okay. And if you want to work in regulatory affairs, it should reflect regulatory affairs. Okay. It should not be
Mhm.
contradictory. Okay. Let me tell
Right.
you a scenario that again happened. One of the person, she messaged me on, LinkedIn, and she said, ma'am, I want a job. Okay. This was some other, person. I mean, there's so many people messaging me, right? So, she messaged me on LinkedIn and she was saying, ma'am, I wanted a job in pharmacovigilance. So what I did is I immediately went to her LinkedIn profile. I checked, is she updated and everything about it. So I saw her headline was written as customer support associate. I was really confused. She said me she
Mhm.
wants to work in
Right.
pharmacovigilance, but her profile says something else. So, guys,
Correct.
when you're, starting with LinkedIn, the LinkedIn consider it as your, that your, resume kind of thing. Okay. Because, your LinkedIn profile, it speaks for you even in your absence. Okay. It speaks for you even in your absence is what I want to say. In double quotes, I can say this. So, just plan accordingly when you plan. Okay, when you are have completely planned. Okay, fine, I want to work in this particular domain. Okay, try to post similar the knowledge, the trends, okay, from that particular domain. Update your banner, update your photo, update your bio line. Okay,
Yeah.
with that specific role. For instance, if you want to work for pharmacovigilance, okay, you can write pharmacovigilance enthusiast, like that. Don't write,
Okay.
I have studied in this college. No, guys, nobody is going to ask your college. I have seen people mentioning college
Mhm.
names in their bio because maybe that college is reputed. Of course, even if your college is reputed, nobody wants to know about it because again, it comes back to skills. The skills
Yep.
are important. So mention the role which you want to work in. Okay. And what to say, when it comes to education, update completely, like the year in which you have completed, and what skills you have gained. And when it comes to experience section, update your internships that you have acquired. And in the certifications, update the relevant certificates. For example, maybe
Hmm.
you are swimming champion, maybe you are volleyball champion, whatever it is. So
Right.
it is very good, guys, you are into it, but interviewer, they don't want that. Right, you can add, okay, you can add, but don't add too much, is what I
Yeah.
want to say. Okay. And when it comes to the next skill section is there. In the skill section, add all the skills related to that particular domain where you want to work in. Okay. For example, if you want to work in for example, pharmacovigilance, if I have to say, if you want to work in
Hmm.
pharmacovigilance, add Medra, add, Argus, add, E2B, add, ICSR, all those, keywords. If you want to work
Right.
in
Yeah.
clinical trials, add clinical trial, add, the statistics. So such types of skills, if you add, the interviewer, when they apply the filters in their, profile, right? So your profile comes set in their feed. And when your profile comes up, they will definitely check your profile. Okay, fine, this person is active, this person is posting consistently. So basically they judge you, fine, this person is having knowledge, so let me hire this person. So that way the profile is visible to them. Yeah, one last thing I would say about LinkedIn profile is there is a feature section. This will be available when you switch on your creator mode. So you will have to do some research and click on that creator mode, and there's a featured section. So in that featured section, try to add the certificates. Okay, try to add any project work that you have done. So when the interviewer, they come to your profile, they see, okay, fine, this person has done project in this role. So even if they are freshers, but they did project, so I'm gonna hire them. So this way, the person who is not, working on the LinkedIn, they're not working on skills, but you are working on it. So you will be, your profile will, ultimately stand out from them. So you will be hired. So that is the most practical approach in current market.
Interesting. So if I need to maybe summarize this, taking inputs from what you already communicated, like gaining skills, gaining certification, doing internships, and all of that. And I think LinkedIn becomes that platform where you're marketing yourself with all the
Exactly.
skills you've gained, all the internships you've gained. Uh, right? Yeah, fantastic. And this was new to me as well, that creator mode and adding some elements there. And I think the keywords also play an important role, do you think, in getting highlighted or
Of course.
appearing in
Yes.
the search, right? Okay, that's fantastic. And that's for beginners. Okay, so just before we close, I have just quick two questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes, please.
if you go back and give yourself one career advice, your younger self, in fact, quick career advice, what do you think that would be?
Okay. So I would, suggest, I would, say myself, start exploring career opportunities earlier, and, try to develop relevant industry skills in the college itself, during the college itself. So
Hmm.
whenever you are, ready with your certificates, you can, directly apply for the jobs, and you have that clarity beforehand. So this is what I
Interesting.
would say. Yeah.
Interesting. And what are the three messages before we close? This would be my final question.
Mm-hmm.
What are the three key messages you would like to share with the students and the young pharma professionals who are listening to this today?
Yeah. So I would say your degree is just the starting point, guys. It is just the starting point, guys. Okay. Because the real career, career growth, basically, the real career growth comes from skills and experience. That is the first point I want to say. And the second message that I want to say is explore the industry early. Okay. Don't wait until completing your graduation and then, thinking about your careers. Okay. And the third thing I would say is build your professional relationships. Okay, because the networking and one of the like most powerful career accelerators. So yeah, these three things is what I want to say.
Fantastic. That was very concise and very well summarized.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great, Dr. Sadia. And if you have time, we go with the rapid fire.
Yes, of course, we can.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, before we wrap up, let's do a quick rapid fire. So, the first question: one skill every pharmacy student must learn.
Communication.
Great.
Yes.
One myth about pharmacy careers you want to break.
The pharmacy only means retail pharmacy. This is a myth.
Okay.
Yeah.
And one resource that influenced your career.
Networking and professional communities.
Amazing. And one habit that accelerated your growth.
Continuous learning and staying curious.
That was powerful. Thank you
Yes.
so much. Right. Dr. Sadia, thank you so much once again for such insightful session today. I'm sure our listeners, especially the pharmacy students and young professionals in general, because a lot of information would apply very well to other healthcare professionals as well, not just the pharma professionals. And these insights were extremely, extremely valuable. And to everyone who's listening, if you've enjoyed this episode, stay tuned for more. Conversation with experts from across the healthcare industry are going to flow in. And this is the Skill Medic podcast. And we are here helping healthcare professionals grow and navigate their careers. Thank you. Yes, Dr. Sari, anything else you want to add within include that?
Um, Yeah, I think we covered a lot, but probably there might be questions with regards to how to do the networking on LinkedIn because I want to say other aspect is that um, when the people are doing networking, okay,
Mm-hmm.
networking on LinkedIn, okay, when they try to talk to people, they message people that hi, my name is this, I studied this, I'm looking for a job, please refer. So this is
Mm-hmm.
not the
Yeah.
way that you ask for referral. There is a way to networking. So whenever you are asking for any kind of networking, or I mean, you want to grow your network. So first, start with something, learning aspect. You can maybe ask the, other professionals that you want to learn about this specific thing in your industry. Can you please share me the insights? So that way it opens the doors, but directly
Right.
sharing the resume and asking for the job, and the opposite person doesn't knows you, so this might not give you a job, right? So that is the point that I wanted to cover.
Very informative. So this basically you mean to say you build your rapport first, build a relationship first, and then approach them for a favor to help you find a job or refer them for a job, right? Otherwise, it would be a cold approach, and they would. I'm sure even you must be getting a lot of messages, direct messages from
Of
somebody
course,
who
of
just gets
course.
connected. Can you help me with a job? And it's a very cold message and gets ignored. Than somebody
Yes.
who would have connected with you, tried asking, expressing their curiosity to learn, and then they approach you for a referral. The probability of getting a referral is higher.
Yes, yes,
Yes, that
that is
that's
correct.
very interesting, and we'll include this. Thank you so much. Yes, I think we're done with the questions, Dr. Shadia. Thank you so much
Mhm.
for your time. A lot of information, a lot of beneficial information. In
Yeah, I
fact,
hope that
and
was helpful, and yeah.
definitely helpful. And we happen to, like we discussed in the beginning, we want to go a little more depth into the topics and cover more in detail and not just count, touch base, and move ahead. I think that was very well met. That the goal was met in the session. And I think, because I've also spoken to a lot of pharma professionals, and in depth. Maybe next time that I talk to pharma professionals, I will have
Right.
a lot more information, knowledge
Definitely.
that I can share with them because they really have less exposure to these things, less knowledge about these things. Especially, I think those come from the tier two, tier three towns, right? I think people from the major
Yes.
cities still have those resources to learn from, be it their faculty, be it family, friends, or they have exposure to a lot more things compared to those kids who are there in tier two, tier three towns. I think,
Yes.
yeah, we want to reach out to those guys as well through this community, and I'm sure this is going to be quite helpful to them.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much, Dr. Sadi.
Yeah,
Anything from your
one thing
side?
I want to say
Yeah. Yeah.
before we
Yeah.
end this call, that the link would be shared, right? Because there are so many people they message me, so I am thinking maybe I can share this link, so it would benefit even the people who are messaging me, because there are
Of
so many
course.
people messaging me on LinkedIn on the same questions that we have answered today. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. This can reduce the load that you take in responding back to people. I think this will be their homework. Go watch
Yes,
this. If you
of
have
course, of
something,
course.
then you can still come back to me. So,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
definitely. This is going to go live on our YouTube channel. Also, we're going to make quick shorts out of this as well and put it on YouTube as well as on our Instagram handle. I'll share the links of both. We you can connect and share that from there.
Mhm.
All
Okay.
right. Yeah, Dr. Sadi, if you don't mind, can I get your mobile number and email ID for any future connects?
Yes, I'll message that on LinkedIn.
All right, that'll sound good. Yeah. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you so
Have a
much.
great weekend to you. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay. Bye
same to
bye.
you.